Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing for you series videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks. I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Boy, oh boy, have I been meaning to get back out to this place. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. But what super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my Kitty shirt. Look at it. It's so cool. If you're unfamiliar with the band Kitty, they've actually been around for quite a while. I think they got their start in maybe the mid-ish 90s, I want to say. Really broke out in sort of the late 90s, early 2000s era, kind of riding the new metal wave. They are a kick-ass all-girl band from Canada. They've definitely been in the discussion ever since I was, getting into the scene back in the day. They did come along a little bit later than, again, like your Corns and your Limp Bizkits and what have you, but I definitely remember them being a thing when I was in high school, and, I didn't get too into their stuff at the time, but then fast forward to my early 30s, and I ended up kind of picking up one of their albums, kind of at random, and I was enthralled. I thought they were super talented, really good at what they did, and I was actually fortunate enough last year in 2024, I got to see them perform live. It was their first tour in 13 years. I actually like their show so much. Not only did I get merch, I actually got some videos of their performance. Happens to be on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'll be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why am I super excited to be back? Well, folks, that's because I decided to hop on out to a local Filipino food spot, specifically, boom, which isn't a name. It is a place called Marciana's Kitchen. I went over there and I reviewed some stuff from them last year in 2024, and I'd been meaning to get back out to them because it was a great experience then, and here I finally am. But what did I get? Well, I'm going to be reviewing a couple things. Don't worry, the other one's going to be in another video. This is one of their breakfast items, specifically their Topsilog, and it looks like this. Let's get a thing for a thing while we're here. Oh, egg. Oh, egg. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Sure. So Topsilog, last time I was here, I got their Porksilog, which was basically like a fatty pork kind of vibe. But this is their Topsilog, which again, it's a breakfast item. Consists of fried rice, eggs, and seasoned beef. Oh yeah. I'm super excited for this. So go ahead. Oh, by the way, what with this being a local establishment, this review and my next review are going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois spots. Let's try some of the beef real quick, because, come on now. Seasoned beef. That's some crazy good. That's super good. I expected it to be, but it's really, really tasty. It's really tender, but still has a little structure to it, a little bit of chew. And it has kind of almost like a barbecue beef kind of vibe. It's really good. It's one of those things where, the flavor of the beef is really tasty, but then you've also got, the seasoning, whatever they went over there and seasoned it with, but it's not going over there and completely taking away, the roll of the beef. It's not just the seasoning you're tasting. That's really tasty. I want to get into this because we've got an ooey gooey egg. It's not as ooey and gooey as it would have been, to be fair, but that's on me because, I had to find a place to park and stuff. But I do love a fried egg, man. I'm super down with a fried egg. And let's go ahead. Let's get a thing. So much stuff. Yeah, I would have ideally just done it in their parking lot, but it's such a small lot, and I was like, I'll find a place a little bit nearby. Mm. It's a perfectly cooked fried egg. Like I said, even with me taking a little bit, the yolk is still pretty ooey and gooey, so I'm a big fan of that. And the rice is nice as well. It's nice, it's fluffy, it's not overcooked or anything. Works nicely with the egg, as one would imagine. I mean, obviously fried rice is a thing. But even by itself, it has a really nice flavor to it. It has like, this is going to sound dumb, it has a nice rice flavor to it. But no, that's actually really tasty. Like, because rice, I mean, let's be honest, rice is one of those things, like, it's obviously, you can just kind of toss it in anything, and it's very easy to sort of overlook it. But different types of rice have very different tastes and textures and stuff. And, the quality matters a lot too, not to mention how you prepare it. In this case, like, this is perfectly cooked rice. And it has a nice taste to it too. Even without the egg, it still has a nice flavor. Whereas comparatively, you think of like, white rice from like Chinese takeout. That's not really the best rice. That's rice you want to put shit on. This, I could actually eat this rice just by itself. I am super down with this. I love that beef. Like, the flavor on it, it's somewhere for me in kind of a cross between like almost a Korean style and like a teriyaki style. Like, it's not as punchy as a teriyaki, it's not as sweet. But that's so tasty. That's just, oh man. This is the thing. I love coming to these places, but it takes me so long to get back to them because I have such a good food scene. And I've also got stuff. I don't know if this stuff goes with this stuff or with my other stuff. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, because I want to say I remember this being a thing from the previous review I did of the Porksilog. Like, kind of a, yeah, almost like a little bit of an apple cider vinegar thing. So you could go over there and, use that to like season the rice a little bit. I probably will after this, just to give it a little extra zing, because I do like that zing. Although I really like the flavor of the rice too. So, and yeah, I got like some fruit and stuff too. Cool. All right. Well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is, like, I love doing this show because not only do I get to, experience it with all of you fine folks and everything, but just on my own, it affords me the opportunity to go out and find these places and try new types of cuisine. And I have had people go over there and say, well, Brandon, you should, learn more about the cuisine before you try it, because, you can come off as being a little bit ignorant sometimes. But, and that's true to be fair. But the thing is that, that's the experience, right? I'm going into it like anybody walking in off the street. I'm not an expert on Filipino food. All I do is do a quick little Google search so I don't sound completely up my ass. But getting to experience stuff like this is so fantastic, and it's so great that it's in a local setting. I love this. And this is like so hard something that I would do for breakfast. Like, really, really, really. So much so, and if you watch my channel, you might know where I'm going with this. I'm calling this the business. Folks, when I refer to something as the business, that means that basically it's perfect. Like, you could tweak it a little bit, you could do a little bit, but like fundamentally, it's just a perfect item. This, it's a simple dish. There's 3 ingredients. You got rice, you got egg, you got beef. But every single one of them cooked to perfection. The beef is definitely the standout. That is delicious beef. And it's one of those things where, like, again, like, this would be a perfect hearty breakfast. This is like a breakfast I could get anytime. And I'm not even a huge breakfast guy. I like breakfast a little bit, but I'm more of a lunch and dinner guy. No, that's fantastic. And I think, for me personally, if you're in kind of the area, I think, I want to say they're located in Villa Park, if I'm not mistaken. If you're in that area, the Lombard area, Villa Park, Elmhurst, that kind of thing, I genuinely think that this place is kind of a destination spot. Like, they're a cool little, hole-in-the-wall spot. Don't show up with, like, a party of, like, 20 people. They don't have that much space in their establishment. But they do, pre-orders and stuff like that. I think they even do catering and everything. I genuinely think that, I'm not an expert on Filipino food, but this is the best Filipino food I've had, personally. Again, it's a limited sample size, but 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves truly slogtastic rest of your life. And I apologize for any mispronunciations. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, am I getting any better as far as the Filipino cuisine stuff is concerned? Let me know. When I did the pork salog review, that one got a decent amount of views for what it was, and I got some feedback on it. Again, I don't claim to be an expert on this stuff. I'm just this guy. But, I do think it's great that I get to experience these cultures, and when people do chime in with comments letting me know where I'm, completely up my ass, that helps me learn. I appreciate that, so...